What is going on, summoners? Half Tilt here with another video, and today we have Second Awaken monsters announced. So there's been a lot of speculation about what the new monster is, a lot of pictures going around. There's been a lot of videos from my fellow content creators out on who we think that's going to be, and the man who cracked the code, Jubaggle himself, was absolutely right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Griffons. Now, it's just one Second Awaken monster, it looks like, that they're doing. And I haven't gone and read through the skills of anything yet, because I wanted to do this video, but I did see, just in my social media feeds, what people were advertising of what came out. I was like, oh, man, we got to get to it. We got to do a video quick. So, yeah, we've got Griffons coming, and basically what they say here is that because they're only launching the one monster, it's actually being added to the existing beast dimension, Karzan. So we're not going to get a new dimension either. So the teams that you have already used and kind of refined in Karzan are likely still going to be effective. I believe that one is 4-star only is the restriction on that dimension. So your teams, I'm hoping, will still work, especially since we all know that there's probably at least 2 Griffons in the family that we all have kind of built up over the years. So those 2 should be fairly easy to Second Awaken. But without further ado, let's get into the skills. So first up is Spectra, the Fire Griffon. Forgive me, I don't remember the names of all of them, but Spectra is the Fire one. So first skill, we can see the difference between the Awaken and Second Awaken here. Snatch does not change. That's fine. Special Assault. This is the big boss damage skill in TOA hard that most people bring him in there for, or at least did in the past. And it looks like the change here is that no longer will your own HP be consumed. That's actually pretty nice. That's actually a pretty nice boost to that skill. And considering base stats are going to go up anyway, his damage is only going to be even better. Third skill, Backlash, sends out, this is the new version, sends out a gust of wind that has a 50% chance to decrease the attack bar of all enemies by 30%. Okay, so that's the same as the other one. In addition, it decreases their attack speed and attack power for 2 turns. Okay, so now it also decreases attack power. That's pretty nice. That actually will make a pretty big have a big effect in TOA, potentially Labyrinth too, if depending what monsters and runes quality you have on your account, that could be used in Lab as well. So, alright, I'm happy with Spectra. I will be Second Awakening my Spectra for sure. Whether or not he'll see a ton of use will remain to be tested, but I expect he'll be even better now. The Water one, I don't remember this one's name. I've never used it. But Snatch, first skill, again, no change. Body Slam, second skill. So normally it would attack and weaken attack power and defense for 2 turns. Anybody that uses Bernard regularly is going to be very familiar with this skill. So the new version attacks the enemy with a body slam and weakens their attack power and defense for 2 turns. After the attack, your attack bar increases by 30% for each harmful effect granted on the enemy target. Okay. That's pretty good. I don't know if... I'm looking at the text box for Bernard, and I don't see it nearly as big. So I don't think this is going to be the same for Bernard, which would be crazy. All right, let's look at the third skill here, Pursuit. The old version pursuits the enemy and inflicts a critical wound. The damage is proportionate to your max HP and attack speed. All right. New version pursues the enemy. I would rather say pursues the enemy. English. Pursues the enemy to inflict damage that's proportionate to your max HP and attack speed. The damage is increased by 15% for each harmful effect on the enemy. Okay, so a little bit of extra damage. Another one of these monsters that does damage based on enemy harmful effects. He'll have to be tested out to see if he's any good, but there are plenty of other monsters in the game that have the same ability and have a much higher multiplier there. I'm thinking like Crow, for example, or the Wind Homunculus. So we'll see. We'll see if that's any good or not. It's a nice buff to him, but I don't know if it's going to make him widely used. All right. Bernard. This is probably the one that everyone's really been waiting to hear about. So Snatch. This one actually looks like it has an effect change. So the old version, we know what that does. It's just damage based on attack speed. And attack power, of course. So the new version attacks the enemy with razor sharp claws and decreases the attack bar by 15% with an 80% chance. Damage increases accordingly to your attack speed. Okay, well that's kind of cool. A little bit of pushback just to mess up turn orders and help manage enemy teams a little bit more. That makes Bernard a fair bit better right there alone. It'll be interesting to see if that 80% chance can go up to 100 with skill ups. And there's apparently, based on the title of this developer's note, a change to how the skill up works for Second Awakening monsters. So we'll be excited to read that in a minute. All right, Body Slam. So it's the same old Body Slam as we just read on the blue one. New version attacks the enemy with a Body Slam and weakens their attack power and defense for 2 turns. Damage increases accordingly to your attack speed. Okay, so they just added attack speed scaling to the damage, so it's like he's likely just going to hit harder, because any skill in the game that does damage based on attack speed is also still affected by attack power as well. So this should just be a damage boost to his second skill. Third skill, Tailwind. I'm not expecting a change here, and it doesn't look like there's a change here, because I mean, if you buff that skill anymore, it's going to be OP, right? So not expecting too much more there. So Second Awakening Bernard will give him just a little bit of extra utility, a little bit of extra damage. But ultimately his purpose there is still the same. He's still there for like a first turn attack bar boost. All right, let's get into the LDs, the light. So this guy, again, I've never built the LDs. I don't recall their names. But Snatch attacks, the new version, attacks the enemy with razor sharp claws and recovers the HP of all allies by 30% of the inflicted damage. Damage increases according to attack speed. Okay, well that's kind of cool. That's neat. Special Assault inflicts damage proportional to the enemy's max HP, consumes 10% of your HP. Okay, so they didn't take that away like they did with Spectra. Interesting. Guardian Angel passes. So the old Awakened version increases resistance by 20% and decreases the inflicted damage from dark monsters by 50%. Okay, I can see why he wasn't widely used. New version increases resistance by 20%, decreases the incoming damage from dark attribute by 50%, and increases the damage you inflict on dark attribute by 100%. Yeah. Okay, so against dark element bosses, he would probably do substantial damage, but I don't really see him being used. That's a pretty niche role to build him for that, quite frankly, we already have answers to in our monster boxes, in our kits, and I don't foresee that really becoming a game-changing thing that's going to see him built. All right, Dark One. Snatch attacks the enemy with claws and stuns the enemy. If the attack lands as a critical hit, the damage increases according to attack speed. Okay, so that's the same for both, but that is different. That Snatch is unique from the rest of the elemental family, which is neat. Body Slam. So he's got the same old Body Slam. The new version attacks the enemy with a Body Slam and weakens their attack and defense for 2 turns. The damage is proportionate to your defense. Okay. Dark Guardian passive old version increases defense by 50% and recovers 20% of the damage inflicted to the enemies as HP. Okay. That's a big defense boost. Increases defense by 50% and recovers 20% of the damage inflicted to the enemies as HP. Your attack will always land as a critical hit against the target who has lower defense than yours. Interesting. So you can just build him on crazy high defense, crazy high crit damage, and he's always going to crit. There might be certain defense boosting type monsters where he doesn't do that. This guy might be worth a build after this. He's definitely going to be worth checking out, but I feel like he is going to really be worth at least a good test. You know, he's got a stun on his first skill, so I can see some utility being used in Guild Wars Siege teams with him. Okay, I think I know he's one that I might have to actually build up now. That's cool. That'll be fun. All right, let's continue. Now that you've seen the skills, aren't you excited to Second Awaken your Griffon? Oh yeah! Each of attribute has its own unique characteristics, but we can't deny the skill changes of the Water Griffon is big. Khan, I guess that's his name, Khan, can use the Body Slam skill to grant harmful effects on the enemy and inflict big damage by himself. This Second Awakening will allow summoners to compose decks that include Khan and try out in various situations. Were they just doing this whole family just to get Khan some use? As you saw from this note's title, we have been working to improve all of the Second Awakening monsters. Please continue to read for details. Alright, skill level adjustment. Skill levels of all Second Awaken monsters will be adjusted. As you know, the skills of Second Awaken monsters can be leveled up with either the same Second Awaken monster, regardless of attribute, or Devilmon. With the limit of dimension hole energy and other factors, we think that the Second Awaken monster skill up process could be an obstacle for summoners utilizing the Second Awakened monsters in their gameplays. I like where this is going. Thus, we would like to make the following adjustment as a solution. Second Awakened monster's skill up level phase will be reduced, so less skill ups required. If you have already leveled up skills beyond the reduced level up levels, the difference will be paid as Devilmons and sent to your inbox. That is awesome, Calm to us. That is awesome. Like, making the change to the skills to reduce it for future skill ups, that is, I think, a great move. But the fact that they're going to repay with a Devilmon, okay, because a lot of dimensional hole energy, right? Like, if you're farming stage 5, which, if you're farming for skill ups for your Second Awaken monsters, like I've been doing on a couple of mine, some of those runs take a little over 100 dimensional hole energy for each skill up. So this is actually huge. I personally, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what it all. It looks like they might actually go through like all the, or they might just be doing an example here of what it's gonna look like. But basically, yeah, I've been farming skill ups for a couple of my monsters, and if you guys have too, there's a chance that in the skill category that you've maxed out, if that gets reduced by 1 or 2 levels, you're going to get a few extra Devilmon, which then you can turn around and use on either other Second Awaken units or on 5 stars. Rather than just refund like hundreds and hundreds of dimensional hole energy to people, which would be... It would be nice as well. I think a lot of people would use that and just farm like crazy. But at the same time, Devilmons are such a scarce resource in this game that I think that is an appropriate approach. And personally, I'm quite happy with that. And it's respectful of my time as a human and a player, where I'm not going to have to sit here and spend a whole bunch of time farming dimensional hole energy on top of doing all the other things that we already have to do in the game. So, I like this. I like this. We believe this improvement will relieve the burden of upgrading the Second Awaken monsters and increase the satisfaction of the skill level ups. Please see the details of the Second Awaken Fairy skill level up adjustment for better understanding. This is the Water Fairy I'm actually in the middle of skilling up myself right now, so this is nice. So, I'm actually two skill ups away from finishing her off. Her Purified needs the last 2, and I'm almost done skilling 1 up, so I'll probably actually finish that because it only needs like 5 more runs. So I may as well finish that because that's going to be at least a Devilmon, right? Or no, that won't be a Devilmon, but I'll get 2 Devilmons. I'll get one from her first skill, one from her third skill, and after hitting this next level, level 4 here, that'll be it. She'll be done. So this is pretty good. Looking at all of these, it looks like everything is being reduced by 1, where applicable. Obviously, if there is no skill ups for it, then that is irrelevant. With the exception of the second skill on the Dark Fairy, which is actually being reduced by 2. But you can see it doesn't change the bonuses that you get from skilling up. The bonuses now are just cumulative. So they all add up together, right? So if we look at the Fire Hurricane, the first skill for the Fire Fairy, before the update, you get damage plus 5, damage plus 10, harmful effect plus 10. After the update, it'll be damage plus 15, harmful plus 10. So it all evens out. That's really good. That's really, really good. Oh, hey, look, they're going to go over the same example I just did. Okay. Depending on Fire Hurricane's skill level ups, the adjustment will be made as follows after the update. If you have level 3 Fire Hurricane before the update, the skill has a total damage of plus 15% effect from the level 2 damage and level 3 damage added together. Level 4 harmful effect plus 10 is not applied as the skill is leveled up to level 3 only. After the update, the skill has a total damage of plus 15 effect from level 2 and level 3 harmful effect plus 10 is applied. So if you are at the skill level up of what will be the new cap, then you'll be automatically granted any additional effects from skill ups beyond the new cap that you may not have earned yet or upgraded to yet. If you have level 4 Hurricane before update, you have the full effect of it. The effect is the same as before the update. You will receive 1 Devilmon, which is equal to the number of exceeded skill level in the box. If you leveled up all the skills to the max with Azalea, the Fire Fairy, you will receive 3 Devilmons to the inbox. Number of all skill level ups, number minus number of reduced skill level ups, of remaining skill level ups. Okay, yeah, that was a really complicated way of writing out that formula, but yeah, we can do math. That old skill ups is 8, new skill ups is 5, leftover is 3, so you get 3 Devilmon. Please note that all of the Second Awaken monsters will have their skill level ups adjusted. The details will be announced via the update notice, so please stay tuned. This is all we have for today. We hope this update will be helpful for our summoners to utilize and try out the Second Awakening monsters. We are excited to see how summoners will use the new Second Awakening monster Griffon in various situations. Please be aware that the developer's note has been written during the development stage and some content might change. We ask for your kind understanding in advance. As many of you know, Summoners War Anniversary is getting closer. Okay, we've been waiting to hear some news on this too, because they usually have some pretty good events. We will be celebrating the 6th anniversary this year, and we are working very hard to prepare fun 6-year special events and various updates. We are grateful for all of love and support, and we will do our utmost to provide more joyful and quality content. We will be back with another exciting developer's note soon. Thank you. Thank you, Comtuous. Thank you. I'm very pleased with that quality of life update. I think this is going to be a really nice change. I'm excited for these Griffons. They really hype up Khan there, so I think he is going to be worth at least looking into and testing out. I know some of my fellow creators are going to be building him right now to get him ready to test him out. I don't have a Griffon saved up anywhere, so probably not going to be happening anytime soon. And I'll be honest, I'm more excited for the dark one to try out. So that one I do have at least one copy of, and we'll probably try to build that. So anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed the video, please do hit that like button. Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you know when our videos go live again. And let me know what you guys think of these in the comments below. Which ones are you excited to build? Which ones do you maybe want to see tested out by anyone else? And we can do a video on that maybe. and we'll go from there. But anyways, guys, take her easy, and we'll see you in the next one.